everyone, I'm Aditya Thakur and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am doing this live stream after a while and I have noticed like a lot of people do watch these live streams just after they come out. So glad to have you here, Siddesh. Thank you for joining in. Today, we're trying to hunt for Flutter ideas that you can work on in GSoC. So I wanted to research this like journally for myself, as in look up all the projects that are available for GSoC. So I thought, why not maybe make it into a live stream and check those issues out, see like what all issues can you contribute to, maybe discuss like what all things that you can do. And I have found a few issues like over the last few days, so we'll be looking into those, and hopefully uh, we'll get to take away something from this session. I might have a weak network connection, so it might drop off in between. But I'll start off by sharing my screen, and then we'll talk about GSoC. We'll talk about okay. So I'll add my screen to the live stream. All right. Awesome. So a little bit about Google Summer of Code. It's like a open source program where like organizations join in and then they have their ideas open. So they put out these ideas and you as a contributor can apply using a proposal, like by sending in a proposal to these organizations. And if your proposal gets selected, so you get to work on that idea throughout the duration of the program. And lastly, there are like perks to being part of the program. I think one of the biggest perk is definitely getting to contribute to such big organizations. So there are some like really cool organizations you get to build the whole project for them, like, or a subsidiary of it. And you get mentorship from like a lot of people. There are mentors to help you throughout, who like both assess, like they look out what you're doing with the project, and you can ask them questions, so they would help you do with it. So far, the program is, they have announced dates, then they opened applications to organizations, and today, like on not today, but on February 22, they announced the accepted organizations. What this means for you, like this particular phase, right now the organizations that are participating in the GSoC program are announced, and there is like the small gap between when the contribution, like the contributor proposals open. So they would open on March 20, and this time right here is for you to look up organizations that are participating in the program, maybe interact with their mentors, and build up, like try out their open source projects, maybe contribute something throughout this duration, and then go on to send in your proposal that will that might get selected for the program. So this phase, very critical phase. Normally people recommend that you should, for particularly for GSoC, you should have like contributed before to these organizations. But even though if you, even if you like start right now, I don't think there would be much problem if you can, um, get things done within this time frame. So with that said, a little bit about me again. I have been working with open source projects, so I haven't particularly participated in GSoC because of the time constraint I had, and also like I find it a bit difficult, contributing to such large scale projects. But I anyway wanted to check this out, check out the website myself. um, One thing with the GSoC website is that, like, I don't know if it's only me, but navigation across it is very difficult. So I had before the session opened up this organizations page. These are all the organizations that are participating in Google Summer of Code in this 2023 year. And this is like a really cool page to check out all the organizations that are there. You can again search for technologies that you are interested in, since like my audience is majorly Flutter developers, so these are like the Flutter like the organizations that have Flutter in their technology, and we'll be reviewing some of these. Now, over the last few days, I've also shared some of these organizations to like our Flutter Discord. So we'll start off with that. So the first one that I have is Rocket.Chat. This is something I came across today itself, so the web page doesn't open. But to check this out, like there is this Rocket.Chat ideas list, and it's in their documentation itself. So they have things on how you can apply to the program, how you can reach out to them. There is a channel specifically made for Rocket.Chat, and then you have like the project ideas. So these ideas are all open to take up, but most of these ideas, when I looked them up, were around other tech stacks. So uh, like this one was on MongoDB and Node.js. Then few of them were around React Native majorly. So like this one was React Native. And scrolling down, I found this one issue that Flutter developers can take up. So if you know like other frameworks as well, so you should be able to participate in those. But since this live stream is targeted around Flutter developers, I want to directly come up to this idea, which is like a Flutter SDK for Rocket.Chat. And since Flutter has again gained some importance with the developer community, it becomes essential for companies to have like a Flutter SDK, which makes it easier to integrate Flutter for one Dart JavaScript, and multi-platform development, which again becomes like a large project. Like there are different options with the how projects are marked, and the difficulty is also set to advance. So this is something to look into, like building a Flutter SDK for Rocket.Chat. So how would I approach it? My first go-to would definitely be checking out their services, like what does Rocket.Chat offer. And I think they have like simple to integrate chat SDK from what I can tell of the website. Uh, okay, it's a open source communication platform for organizations. When you're approaching this, you might want to go down to their docs, maybe check out the API documentation, and look around their other wrappers. Like, so there is one in Java, there's one in Python also. So this is like wraps their REST API for you to use inside your application. And maybe check out any other SDK if they have one available on here. Nice. Let's also go back to the Rocket Chat GitHub organization. The Flutter SDK. It doesn't have to be similar because there are definitely um, changes you would make to it to make it good for Dart developers, but this could be a good reference to how things are arranged and how they are handled. Again, I can see like this is Hacktoberfest, so like people can also contribute to it in during the Hacktoberfest, which is like good. Again, open source organization, so definitely they'll have things like this. And seems about right. Like if I were to approach it again, what I would do is first check out the API documentation. What all do they offer? Maybe look up a reference SDK. The React Native one is a good example, and then move on to Flutter. So Flutter, I think, could be built using a package, uh, package Flutter, and I also have a video on how to do that. But it's not this, not pub.dev. Developing packages and plugins, which would be like a good reference point to start this. So it tells you like how packages are made and even how like federated plugins are done. And yeah, that would be a good start. In the proposal, I would recommend, including some of like detailed diagrams of how you would approach the problem or how would the SDK work. Maybe some example like a MVP of sorts for your package, which might further your chances of getting selected. So if you're trying to apply to Rocket.Chat, maybe let me know in the comments. And the next organization that I also had on my list was definitely CCExtractor. So these are like some projects to check out because there have been Flutter developers who have contributed to CCExtractor before. I think the Flood mobile app is again made in Flutter. So this year on their ideas list, they have this Flood mobile as one of the projects to work on. And I'll come back to my comment section really quickly. Yes. Are there are the proposals from the company out? So yeah, the organizations have been announced. So like the participating organizations are out. So you can check out all the organizations. They would definitely be there throughout the program. They have also released out the ideas that you can work on. The applications for you to apply would open on March 20. So this time in between is to like look up the ideas, choose the organization that you want to go ahead with, and maybe send in some proposals. Hi, Amanjot, glad to have you here. 2023 organization website. I find it really hard to navigate, so I have like bookmarks saved because I was trying to open the organization's page and didn't come up for some time. So maybe it was down or not sure. But I'll return to this presentation. Somebody, there's some construction going in the background. I'm really sorry for the noise that there is. So coming back to the presentation again, CC Extractor is there. They have the Flood mobile app. This was taken up in the last project. So this is like a GSoC 21 project. The goal this year is to improve the UX, which I think is a very good like beginners point. So they also are, they were initially using provider for state management. They have this idea where within this they are requesting proposals on you to migrate to maybe river pod or block, then improve testing with that, and user interface options in settings, maybe something like a dark theme or light theme, and other things like sorting and fast lane setup, which I'm not sure what exactly it is. But they have listed all these things out, and your proposal could maybe have options around these particular ideas, like as maybe points, and then maybe like some enhancements that you would do from your own. So you can always reach out to Akshat Tripathi on their like the CC Extractor Slack to ask any questions around Flutter. Accompanying this, there is also the second one, which is Nishio, which is like again Akshat is mentoring that project too. Your job is to build out an alternative. So they were probably using do as the networking package to send out request and get some data. So they are trying to build a package that would be an alternative to do. So yeah, this would be like an in-house package that you build. And I think like they're majorly doing this because do like recently had the whole thing where the maintainer said that he wouldn't be able to maintain it. Then the organization created a hard fork called dox, but then again it was moved back because the organization was given access to the original package. So they are maintaining it. And I'm not sure like why this idea would still be relevant, but anyways, the purpose is, again, you're trying to build a package. You can again refer to the Flutter packages documentation to build out in-house networking package for CCExtractor. Then with these two organizations covered, what I'll do is I'll come back to the organizations page on some a Google Summer of Code. So we have done CC Extractor, we've done Rocket.Chat. There are a few other ideas. So let's first look up the Dart ideas. I think it's down as mentioned. Chat to happen for the live stream itself, but maybe we can find it on the, if we go back to Dart organization. Not maintained by Dart. Nope. And maybe we can find on one of idea list on one of their, on maybe their SDK itself. If there's something with GSoC on it. Nope. To explore ideas as such. But I'll maybe send out an issue of my newsletter today. So for those who do not know, I write a newsletter. It's majorly for Flutter developers, and I think the link to sign up is sign up. And like it, you can enter your name, and if you can mention if you are a Flutter developer to get added to this Flutter list. What I'll do is, like, after the website comes alive again, I will research some of these ideas for Flutter developers to work on, make it into a small list, put it on there, and send it to you over email. So really sorry about this. I think the website is down right now. And I'll again share the link for a bit, and then we'll end this live stream because this was a bad time to go live when the website is down. uh, I want to show like a quick banner here. So this would be the link. What we look up ideas, all the ideas that are there, make it into like a small doc and send it over email. Thank you so much for joining in. If you're watching this video after like the live streaming has stopped, I hope you're able to find some of these organizations. The organizations link would be in the description for you to look up. And thank you so much for all the live stream viewers for being here today.